Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those that see me for the first time, this is Family Julie, and on this channel I talk about agriculture business and the opportunities in agriculture. So do well to check out other videos on my channel. I promise you one thing, you will definitely get value. So in today's video I want to talk about the top 7 agriculture business investments that guarantees high return in Nigeria. So if you've been looking at investing in agriculture, the industry, but you don't know the aspect you want to invest in, I need you to check out these top 7 that I'm about to bring to you. So if this is the kind of video you're looking for, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive in. The first one I have for you here is commodity trading. Commodities like soya beans, maize. Just think about all the grain that makes food industry great today. So there's nothing we are eating today that does not have soya beans, maize, rice, cocoa, just name them. The good thing about you trading commodities is that you can go into storage. Okay, so storage is what I preach about, because we don't want a situation where farmers are cultivating, farmers are planting, and because there's nowhere else to store, things are foods are wasting. So if you've been investing in commodity trading, you can also tap into storage, buy this produce and store them, because we need this produce all year round. Also, if you want to be involved in commodity trading, the best way to go about it is to buy directly from farmers. So this period that we are in, as of time I'm filming this video, this is the time for grains. Grains are very, very cheap. If we don't have people that are buying these cheap grains and storing it at this time, by the time the grains, we are no longer in the season, we will not have grains to eat, we will not have rice, we will not, just think about it, we will not have them to eat. So this is where you come in. Now that these produce are very cheap, go meet the local farmers, buy them and store them to the time that the demand is high again. This is how we keep food all year round. So commodity trading is an aspect that you should go into, and you can start tapping into it by storage. The next investment that you can do that will generate high return for you is processing mill, processing plant. There is a gap in processing plants. Like, we don't really have people that are doing farm to table. We have people that are doing mainly farm, then if you go to trading, then few of us are now doing farm to table. Do you understand? So if you want to invest and you need high return, you need to focus on farm to table. Farm to table in the sense that set up processing. So if you're a cassava farmer, don't just farm cassava, do it to the end consumer. So you are processing your cassava to gari, you are processing your cassava to lafu, you are processing your cassava to elubo, and like that, and you package and you sell. There's huge gap in the processing industry now when it comes to agriculture. We don't have lots of people going into the processing plant. Another thing about you investing in processing mill is, instead of using your equipment to produce and package whatever you're selling, you can also lease it out to people that want to use your equipment. So we have people that, if NAFDAC wants to approve their product, they have to use standard factories. Okay, and it's not everybody that can afford standard factories to produce maybe chin, plantain chips and the rest. So what they do is, you that already have that processing plant, they will come and rent it or lease it for a certain period of time to produce NAFDAC standard product, and they sell it out till they can afford to buy processing mill. Do you understand? So it's a win-win for you. You're not just investing to use it, you're also investing in processing plants so that other people too can use it. So if you're an investor thinking about going into agriculture and you need high return, don't just look at farming alone, look at investing in processing mills. Okay, and like I do say, if you have oil palm, if you are planning on setting up an oil palm farm, also plan on setting up an oil palm mill, so it complements each other. The next aspect you should look at investing in that will give you high return is poultry farming. Yes, poultry farming are in 2 ways. We have the egg production, we have the meat production. Now, when it comes to poultry farming, is a very long chain, so I'm not going to dwell on it. But if you want to go into the layers, you want to go into the broilers, one thing you need to know when you want to go into livestock like this is, make sure you know how to manage the disease. Your disease control method is very, very important, because you know these animals, especially during the cold weather, any small thing, they're already twisting egg. So focus on managing the disease and focus on feed. The feed you give to them will give you the right output. So I advise farmers that are into poultry farming that if you have like 10 acres of land and you're into poultry farming, use 1 acre to cultivate majorly what's their feed formulation. So their soya beans, their meat. So it's going to cut you cost when it comes to feed. Do you understand? So try to do the whole chain of an aspect of agriculture so that you will make profits from it. The next way you can make high return when it comes to agricultural business is to export. So I'm not someone that really talks about exporting, and that's because I feel that we need more food in Nigeria rather than exporting. In as much as exporting will increase the naira value, but I just feel that we've not sorted the economy food. I don't know if you understand it. I think that's just my mentality about exporting. It's good, especially those that want to earn in foreign currency. Is good. I'm not really a preacher of exporting, but you can export produce. So if you're a cocoa farmer, you produce sesame seed. So I remember a time, I think in 2020, when someone reached out to me about sesame seed, oh, how I can export and how I can do this, how I can do that. This country needs it. So what you just need to do is research on international markets and know what they need, and you have to comply to their standard. That is just it when it comes to exporting. You can export a whole lot of things. So recently, I heard from maybe a podcast somewhere, maybe on Instagram or so, I don't know where I heard it from, that someone exports cow horns. They hunt on cow, they export it, and they use it to produce a whole lot of things. So exporting does not just stop with grains, cocoa, sesame. Exporting goes a long way. So sometime in 2020, 2021, I collaborated with someone to export charcoal because they needed it, and every day, every single day, I get requests on, Julie, supply us charcoal, Julie, supply us charcoal. Do you understand? So this is an aspect that you can tap into as an investor if you don't want to go into farming. Export is good, very, very good. If you export their standard, if you comply to the standard, you are making your money. It gives you high return. Another thing that you can export aside charcoal is zobo. Yeah, I've been getting requests on zobo leaves too, hibiscus leaf. I've been getting a lot of requests on charcoal and hibiscus leaf, so you can also focus on those aspects. Like I said, someone is exporting cow horns. There's nothing that you cannot export. Just research the market that you want to enter into and their standard. Okay, the next investment with high return will be fish farming. Yes, I have a friend. I've known this guy. I think I interviewed him on this channel. I've known this guy for the past 6-7 years, each like that. We met on Facebook and he has been my very good friend. He's into fish farming, and I can tell you for a fact that fish farming is very, very profitable. I've seen this guy do it. He's still doing it and he's making his money from it. Fish farming is very, very profitable. Especially catfish. He does catfish, but he can do different types. I have an organ too. You guys will know him. Everybody will know him. He's very popular. He does fish production. So it's an aspect that you can consider. But if you're a newbie, I would say you should start with small pond to test run it, because fish, as profitable as it is, all these animals, all these livestock, they need care. They are very, very delicate. So if you just gamble it, your money has gone. But it is very, very profitable. Just have access to good water supply and start small so that you understand the process before. Everybody I know that are into fish farming, that are big names now, did not just start with 10 pounds. And I think that's where we are getting it wrong. If you're a newbie and you want to go into agricultural investment and you want to make return, most of the time we just put all our head in and put all our eggs in one basket and think, oh, since they said this thing will give me 1 million, let me quickly, dip my head and get the 1 million. But you don't know that the experience I have in running my business is not the same experience you have. In as much as I sit down to teach you, it's not the same experience you have. So you need to just start small and follow guidelines of people that have done it for you to scale. Another one is snail farming. So snail farming is here to stay. I think before I started my journey as a YouTuber and as a crop farmer and as a plantain farmer, I wanted to consider snail. But I did not just understand snail. I don't know why. That's me personal. I did not just understand the way snail. In as much I've learned, I've called people, I don't just understand it. But now that I'm beginning to rear snails small, I'm beginning to see that actually this thing is not hard. With one snail, I can get, with 2 good breeding snail, I can get like 20 at a go, really. So yes, snail farming is a very, very good investment that I recommend. So to just chip it in while talking about snail farming, another thing I recommend is beekeeping. Yes, now that everybody, we are looking for quality honey. People, we talk about honey story, we talk about honey business. We need good beekeepers in Nigeria. I don't think we have enough beekeepers in Nigeria. So yes, that's another aspect that generates high return on investment, beekeeping and snail farming. Now, when you are doing this that I just talked about, from poultry to fishery to beekeeping to snail, you need to have it at the back of your mind that don't compromise on quality. If you're getting breeding stock, get good breeding stock so that you will not end up having low quality results. Okay, so I tell people, even though you are going into livestock, don't joke with your breeder. Your breeder is what will determine the success you have in your farming business. Finally on my list is vegetable, pepper, tomato, cucumber, lettuce, carrot. Just name all those vegetables that you can think about. These are produce that we use all the time. So you can just decide to focus on it. This gives high return. I cultivate pepper, let me tell you, and you all heard what happened last year in regards to tomato. So you see that there is money in it. It will give you high return on investment. One thing about vegetable is, if you really want to make the most money out of it, is you need to think about either you do greenhouse farming, but if you are doing open field farming, you need to run irrigation so that you don't just cultivate during the rainy season, because during the rainy season the prices of all these things drop, but during the dry season is where the money is, because in the rainy season everybody can cultivate. There's available rain for everybody to cultivate. So if you really want to make the most out of it, you need to run irrigation and cultivate all through dry season. That is how you make your money from all these vegetables that I've mentioned. Each of these investments that I just mentioned has the opportunity to transform your finances. I did not put plantain farming because I've talked a lot about plantain farming, but there's one thing I can tell you: plantain farming was what changed my finances. Before I started adding cucumber and the rest, all this, if done right, it will give you high return. I know someone that is doing poultry and is making millions of naira from it. I know someone that is doing fishery and is making millions of naira from it. I am doing plantain farming and I am making my money from it. If done right, you will become a millionaire doing these agricultural businesses. Let me know the one that caught your attention in the comment section, and let me know the one you'll be starting in the new planting season in the comment section. As usual, if you got value, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you've not joined the agricultural business class, this is a beginner level class where I teach you agricultural business, storage, farming, and the likes like that. Please go and join. I promise you one thing, you will definitely get value, and at the end of the class you'll be able to pick the aspect you want to go into. All right, if you got value, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in my next video.